Hello everyone, and welcome you to my first Infinity Battle report from the Furor Teutonicus that you are about to see on the tournament. For those of you that follow the Infinity tournament scene and have seen the results on Facebook or Discord or anywhere basically, you already know where I ended up and how the tournament went for me. For those of you that don't know or don't really care, I'm not going to spoil anything, so you will be able to just go along with my ride. However, basically, as a truly disclaimer about the Furor Teutonicus event, after having a really stroke of bad luck at some previous events, especially French and the IGL one, I was really burned out of Infinity and I considered taking a break. But because I was booked in for the Furor Teutonicus, I decided to still come to the event because I was already booked and I didn't really want to waste the money and my time and basically. But I was really glad that I came to the event and I'm really happy that I did. Because not only I had a blast, I met fantastic people, I had fantastic games in, but most importantly, my dice have not screwed me. Well, there were some hiccups, but definitely there were no games that I was really feeling the dice game that Infinity sometimes is. But just finally, for you to know the context, Furor Teutonicus is a 2-day event in Germany with 5 rounds, and the event was fully booked in half an hour, so the only limitation for the amount of players taking part in the event was the space and how much could fit into the event. If I remember correctly, we were around like 40 players, 48. Forgive me, I'm too lazy to check it, but basically fully booked in and supposedly creme de la creme of the German community. And of course, basically some players from Poland and Baltic making in their appearance. With that out of the way, I just want to give one final shout out to Pejan, which is the creator of this lovely miniature you're about to see on your screen on my right side. Yes, on my right side. The Camel Sniper. The Camel Sniper that is basically most of the games lying on the roof, not doing much, and she's basically now has a place to live and she has an umbrella and she can chill because this is a miniature that is without her armor in just her, well, some bathing suit, I suppose. But basically, if she's not really contributing to a game anyways, she might as well have a cool place to sleep, right? And shout out to him again, perfect job. I really enjoy my commission. I did commission specifically for Furor Teutonicus and Pejan absolutely delivered and smashed here. So thanks very much, Pejan. Again, shout out to you. Let's just get into the actual game because I hope this is what you are for. First game of the tournament, I was playing against Rod Sex, if I pronounce it correctly, which is actually a person that recognized me from Discord, so again, shout out to him. And he was kinda shaking for playing against me, but I really hope he had fun. That's what I'm saying. He was actually a person that was playing in the tournament because he didn't really want a buy. I mean, he was a fill-in for somebody that dropped just so there would be no buy. So the list might be like okay and a lot of proxies basically. But my list. So we're running the variation of the previous list from the previous event, and basically the biggest change is Patsy Garnet is 40 Crookman Sniper. Both of them cost 34 points. There again, there is no Crookman Sniper in Group 2, so this is the biggest change for the tournament. The reason for that is twofold. First of all, highly classified as the first mission. I don't really want to bet everything on the Knight of Montesa, and there is also Assassination HVT in the pool and like some other cards that Patsy does. She's also a forward observer. She's like extremely good for cards basically. But second of all, mission 4. It's quadrant control variation with extra steps where you have to put beacons in the zones. Beacons require specialists, so I really wanted another specialist in my fire team. And you need anti-material to destroy the beacons placed by your opponent. And Patsy has, you know what, the charges. So basically those two models are able to destroy the beacons, and I really thought that this was a good strategy. As it turns out, this really wasn't the case, and this wasn't how you're supposed to play the mission at all, because the beacons are supposedly almost invincible, and it's just okay. But at the point when I was doing this, it really sounded cool in my head. Then there is a Jammer, Zulu Cobra Jammer. I really like this piece. Unkillable Lieutenant provides you a Jammer, and with two orders, he's much more likely to contribute something to the game than if you are a specialist, I feel like. Then we have the usual suspects of the Cobra, then the another Cobra and the Montesa, because again, supplies and all of the stuff. Then we have my fire team Harris with the Bipandra, Camel Sniper, and Camel Sniper fire team. So, and then basically a package of free healths, because why would you not take free healths? Then there is the list of vanilla from my opponent. Basically we're running, this is a Joan list, so with Joan we have to take the Tech B, Warcore, then we take the Hilot, because yeah, obviously, and the Beast Hunter. So all of those are pieces that really go well with Joan. And then we have like a twist. We have a Clipper bot here, Clipper. And to enable the Clipper we have the regular hacker and the Echo Bravo hacker. I really don't like guided, but even if I kinda supported it or like wasn't against it, I don't think vPanO is really a way to play guided, particularly considering that those really are not that good delivery platforms that you would expect from the guided missile launcher. But hey, it is what it is. At the very least, we have the Knight of Holy Sepulchre. The Knight of Holy Sepulchre instead of attack, because he's cheaper and he does a lot of cards that tags don't. So I guess the reasoning for this was again highly classified. Then finally we have Armand Lemuet. From what I'm seeing, Armand is making really appearance back into the meta. He's making a splash again, and I can understand why. Even like if you go against tags, you can deploy in a way that you don't get one-shotted from the tag. And he's, I think, the best piece that you can have as a reserve model that really can make a difference as your reserve piece if you're going second. And at the end of the day, he's still 2-1 sniper, so I kinda see why the Armand would make his reappearance. And when I talk with Baltic players, they also consider Lemuet to be like really good. So yeah, guys, maybe Lemuet is back. Then finally there's Traumadog, because Traumadog, right? Yeah, you want to heal the Lemuet. And there is the Montesa biker. At the time where we were playing, I thought this was a paramedic, but it's just there's no profile for the paramedic in vanilla. So it is what it is. So anyways, the actual game table. I don't remember who won the lieutenant role. It might have been me, it might have been my opponent, not sure. But in the end result was he was going first and I was deploying second on the side of my preference. Yellow is group 2, so just so you follow. My opponent deploys the Montesa here, regular hacker here. The Traumadog is going to be located here. And then there is the Hilot, which is a camo marker. A flash pulse bot here, Warcore here if I remember, and then there is the Beast Hunter watching like this lane, and then this piece I don't remember what it was, I'm sorry, but it probably wasn't that important anyways. So finally there is the Clipper here on the rooftop. It's basically unseenable, like there is no way for me to see it from the rooftops, maybe like from here. So kinda a safe spot, and it can still deliver as an arrow piece if it stands up. Then finally Lemuet is deployed not as a reserve piece, which is very important. So I think this is a mistake on my opponent's end. Well, maybe not exactly a mistake. We're playing highly classified and one of the cards was HVT Assassination. The other one Sabotage. Then there was Industrial Espionage and Nano Espionage, or like something like that crazy, basically, that was like three of the 4 objectives had to be done on your opponent's side, where you didn't really have a choice where your opponent's stuff will be. So I can understand the sentiment of deploying a different piece than Lemuet as the reserve piece, but basically this is a piece that my opponent chooses for Sabotage. He gives decharges to the Montesa and deploys it here. I think this is a really huge mistake, because I can counter deploy that, as opposed to putting the Montesa here where I just can't counter deploy it because there is a huge building in the way. But very importantly, the biker gets HMG, Krakot is here, and most importantly Joan is here, right? So seeing this deployment, I know one very important detail. My Kamau snipers are great, even against tags, but what I don't really want to face is Lemuet. Because if I'm going to take this fight in my turn, in my reactive turn, this is a 2v2 dice. But if I reverse this and I take the fight in my active, this is 3v1. So this means that I cannot deploy anything for Lemuet to see. So this is the rooftop that I would normally deploy on, but I'm going to deploy my Kamau sniper and the Bipandra here on the rooftop prone, so I'm not taking the fight against Lemuet. The Fusilier will be here, then the biker will be located behind this building. My fire team core is Fusilier here, Fusilier here. The Kamau sniper will be deployed here, overwatching this, well, here, overwatching this line into the Montesa biker, and like taking very deep angles here, and I want to try avoid as much gunfight as I possibly can. The helots are all deployed around this perimeter just to basically serve as a load block. So again, my Camel sniper supported by the Bipandra next to her, and the Lemuet is here. So again, I'm deploying myself prone, even though those are snipers. And the biker there, the Krakot here, Lemuet here, and the Sepulchre Knight just being deployed here as a reserve piece. The reason for him to be deployed here instead of the other side of the table is the HVT. The HVT is there specifically to bite out my opponent into committing into a play to do the HVT assassination. Because basically the HVT assassination has to be done around like this bubble, and there's a lot of dead ground here that basically is dead zone for my opponents. So the HVT is as a sacrificial pawn, and I don't really care if my opponent does this card if he trades a very important piece for that. Then my helots are deployed here, here, and here. The helots are here to take the angles like this way, so my opponent at least has to spend some orders getting in them, and most importantly, there is absolutely no way for Lemuet to see them from where he stands, meaning that he has to move forward to engage me. So my opponent opens up with the Knight of Sepulchre running around here. He tries discover into helot, fails the first one, succeed at the other one, but fails to kill him. Not sure, somewhere like. But basically, I survive the Sepulchre Knight with one helot being discovered. Then the Sepulchre Knight doesn't want to try again, so he sends the biker. The biker moves in, tries to take the fight against the helot. I win the face-to-face roll and basically delete the biker, which is huge. Then the Sepulchre Knight takes the fight against the helot and deletes it. Not really sure, but basically I either guts prone or go down. But the way is finally clear. This guy goes up, does the HVT card and retreats to end up around this position. So basically, the Sepulchre Knight is here, and then Lemuet is making long way up onto this container, just so he can take the fight against the Fusilier. The Fusilier tries to dodge, fails, Lemuet doesn't fail, Fusilier is deleted. But the two important pieces, so Lemuet and the Knight of the Sepulchre, are left stranded in the zone that I would consider dead zone. And this is very important because Lemuet is now facing as the Chaos Sniper and he doesn't have cover. So this again is the Knight of Sepulchre taking the fight against the helot. I'm not sure. I think I've lost one helot at that point. My memory is kind of fuzzy about this, but this wasn't really a huge deal, so don't sweat about it. So my turn. First order, Chaos Sniper stands up, sees the Krakot, sees the Lemuet. Krakot decides to dodge, but fails. Lemuet takes the fight against the Kamau. I'm 3 dices, he's 1 dice. I have cover, he doesn't have cover. The result can only be 1. Lemuet just gets deleted. Next order, Kamau Sniper discovers the helot that is here and shoots the Krakot. Helot does nothing, I split 1 and 2. I land the discover, line the shot to kill the helot, kill the Krakot. Very clean, very efficient. And now the Kamau Sniper is standing, and the biggest threat to her, which is the Lemuet, is now no more. So I'm feeling really happy about this positioning. And again, I have vPanO, so even if I have a hiccup and Lemuet shoots me, if he doesn't kill me, the vPanO makes sure that I can try at least one more time to take this fight. That's favorable on me. But dice don't betray me, and I'm very much ahead at this point in time. Then I activate this Kamau Sniper, take the shots against the biker that's located here. I delete it with 1 shot, very easy. Bike has no cover. I make 16s or something, kill it. Then NCO plus some orders. The Kamau Sniper moves around here, finds an angle against the Knight of Sepulchre. 1 shots him because the Sepulchre Knight is out of range and I'm in cover, so he's like 8s. I 1 shot this guy. I then retreat to this position so I can overwatch those ways. And this is very well, basically a round that went very well for me. At this point I killed the Sepulchre Knight, the Lemuet, the helot, the Krakot, the biker, the biker, and I've lost 1 helot, so like I'm 6-0 at this point. and my opponent is kind of running out of options. Jonah is making her way here on my opponent's turn, while the Beast Hunter is making his way here. The Beast Hunter ignores this hilt, tries to take the fight against the Kamau Sniper, and the Kamau Sniper basically deletes the Beast Hunter. So again, Kamau Sniper, up you go. Then the Jonah is making the play against the Kamau Sniper. She coordinates with Clipper, with like a Trauma Dog, like a Flash Pulse or something like that. Just basically shitty stuff. I can oppose the Joan, I can dodge, but I just don't really care. I take the shots into my face, I face to face the Clipper, and I basically delete the Clipper, leaving my opponent without 0 long range guns basically. The Joan, however, doesn't miss, puts the Hilot down. Then the Joan starts make her appearance around here and takes the fight against the Hilot that's like here behind this building. Then first fight is inconclusive. The second fight, Joan actually takes 2 wounds. Third fight, she kills the Hilot, but she's left in 1 wound in this position with like 0 orders, unable to proceed any further, unable to do any cuts at all. Then it's my turn. I do a quick calculation. I know my opponent is very close to retreat at this point and I might overdo it, but I figured out I don't really want to let this game go any further because there might be some way for my opponent to pull a rabbit out of the hat and maybe draw or like get 2 or 3 cards. So I decided to just go all in, and I know I have enough orders to score all 4 cards to my opponent's zeros. So the Cobra stands up here, shoots the Joan, finishes her off in 1 order. The Bipandra goes up here, heals the Kamau goes up, the Kamau stands up, kills the Fugazi here, kills the Trauma Dog here, which makes my opponent unable to do the... Oh wait, there's a combat support. I forgot the last one card was combat support, which I accomplished here, and I killed the Trauma Dog, so my opponent couldn't do that. Then finally the fire team tries to move here and get the HVT assassination. All that stands in my way is the Warcore. I take the fight with the Patsy, and the Patsy is just flash pulsed, so there is no HVT assassination for me. The biker, the Montesa, is then making her the run here. I put the charges that I got from the mission here, and then I move here, do the industrial espionage on those guys, and I have 3 cards to my opponent's 0. My opponent is now in retreat, he lost a lieutenant, so my opponent basically, out of spite, brings the Echo Bravo onto the table, takes the fight against the Kamau Sniper, crits her into unconscious, and we call this game here with my victory. I have 3 cards to my opponent's 0 cards, and somewhere along the line I completed my classified, which was net undermine, I think. So yeah, all in all, basically a clean 9-0, but the Warcore stopped me from getting 10. Anyways, what I think my opponent should have done is definitely don't play that aggressive, my friend. Don't play that aggressive at all. Because let me add here, even if he's less favorable to win against the Kamau in reactive turn, at the very least he's less likely to just straight up die because of 2 wounds and the cover. So you might get 1 more shot, 1 more try at me. It might have taken more orders from me, but just presenting the limit at silver platter, not really the way to go. Again, the biker going here, this was unnecessary to take the fight against the Hilot, because you could have just taken the fight with the Sepulchre Knight, and this was the end. The Sepulchre Knight killed the Hilot, so why bother with the biker at all, I think. And then finally, the Sepulchre Knight should not have been left here. I talked to my opponent about it, and he thought that there is like at best line of fire here, and he didn't see this very long line of fire, which I guess comes with experience. But basically, just putting him in suppressive, just always retreat. If the Sepulchre Knight was still in play here, and Lemieux took more orders out of me, there was still a possibility for the Sepulchre Knight to shoot away out of the deployment zone, and maybe do some cuts. And finally, once the Montesa biker was misdeployed against me and I counter-deployed, it's better for the Montesa to run in the active turn of my opponent, take the bullet there, and hopefully go unconscious here, because 1, I cannot finish the Montesa off. Second of all, the Trauma Dog can then revive the Montesa biker, and the Montesa biker can then hide. This is the only source of decharge for my opponent, so the Montesa was very important for him not be killed. So basically, all in all, a good start, and thanks very much everyone for watching, and I hope you will come back for more. Cheers, and I hope you have a good day, evening, or whatever.